Virgo, hello Virgo, Joe here, and we're going to do an open bonus reading for March 2021. This is an open reading. It's going to be about anything that comes through. We're not limiting the scope of this, so we're not going to focus on any one topic. I'm just going to let the message come in, Virgo. So, we're going to kind of try and get right to it and not hold the message up very long. I want to pull the cards as quickly as possible so we can maximize the amount of time that we can get out of this. You have the parrot for your affirmation. Vibrant, playful, and free. All about fun and pleasure. And it's funny, I used to have an African gray parrot. And when I got divorced, I had to find a new home for it because when I moved and I was divorced, all of a sudden it started talking in my ex's voice, and it never did that before. And it was just weird. And like I had to find a good home for poor Willow because she just wouldn't stop doing it. I would come home from work and I would think my ex-wife was in my house when I was taking a shower. It was really, really bizarre. So I know that's a little TMI here, but sometimes, something reminds me of something funny and I just gotta say it. So that was my experience with the parrot. My parrot really messed with me all the time. It was all about comedy to my African gray. Everything was comedic. It was all about getting my attention. It was all about putting on a show. And so that's the energy of a parrot. And I'm going to read the affirmation on that card. I can already feel the energy from this reading from that. So, Virgo, what is that about? I love that card coming through. All right. And soulmates, Virgo, coming through. Maybe you're involved with somebody that makes you feel very playful and frisky and fun, youthful, excited, challenged, determined, light-footed, light-hearted, right? Virgo, let's talk about this because I can kind of just feel it coming through. You're the Knight of Swords currently, and the Wheel of Fortune is your challenge. All right. 8 of Wands. So you recently were in communication with somebody. The Queen of Swords too showing up. A lot of communication. And 2 of Cups, soulmates showing up, Virgo. I knew that was coming. I could just feel it. 8 of Cups. You got to trust this, Virgo. Trust this. Yep, 10 of Swords, like the advice is 10 of Swords, let go. 7 of Wands, external influences. Don't close off. Don't be defensive. You have the 10 of Cups, okay, and your hopes and fears, Virgo. 10 of Cups is all about that energy of divine fulfillment, right? And you have the 5 of Swords here, and we're going to clarify this. I'll clarify it with 1 or 2 cards, but if you like extended readings, I will go into an extended reading. And you can check the description box below. I quit using Vimeo and YouTube memberships. I didn't like the way that worked. I know it's like you have to go off YouTube to view the extended, but it's on Patreon. All my extendeds for the same price are there. You have the World card showing up here. So yeah, you have to release your fears. You have to release your fears. King of Cups also clarifying that 5 of Swords in the outcome. And the Death card. So Virgo, this is an amazing, amazing read already. I can feel it. I'm all juiced up on this reading. So yeah, you have the Knight of Swords. So you have the Knight of Swords here and the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands, your recent past. Knight of Swords is the current situation. You have a lot of quick back and forth with somebody. There's definitely a feeling of communication, getting to know one another, but it's also, I feel like there's this protection kind of persona you're putting on. You might be like a little bit what's the word that's coming to me that I can't quite, I know the word, I can't quite vocalize it, but it's like it's kind of being protective, but you're kind of like putting on a tough kind of show. Like you're purposefully, Virgo, being a little bit like you're a tough person, and in that it's like just kind of like put up your guard so you're not so soft. But really, Virgo, you're very soft. I can feel like how soft you are and how playful you are, and really that's what you want. But it's hard to get you to open up, and so really this is all about cracking your egg. I think you have to be willing to open the door on this connection, Virgo. You have to open the door on this connection. You have to at least try it out, because I think it's that important to give it a chance. The Wheel of Fortune here is like anything's possible in this, okay? And the Queen of Swords, again, it's like you want to be very energetically protective of yourself, and I don't blame you, because it's probably for a reason, right? It's like the past repeats itself. It's like every time I let someone in, they just come to rob, steal, and destroy. You know, it's just like the aftermath is always so crappy. So you don't want that again. But there's a lot of promise here, right? You have the Eight of Cups in your subconscious. It's like you really want to let this person in. You really want to just like kind of take a step toward them, but you're not letting yourself, or you're very, very reserved about it. And then you have the Two of Cups here in your near future. This is about a very, very loving companionship that's coming out. It's not just about the fun and thrill of a relationship. This is being joined together. This is like, look at swans, they mate for life. Isn't that beautiful? Not many relationships last a lifetime. And that's so unfortunate, right? I was talking about being divorced and having my parrot mimic my ex. You know, it's like things just don't last forever anymore. And I don't know why that is. It's like things used to. Things really did last forever. It seemed like it. It's even cars lasted a long time. Things that were built and made lasted a long time. We've really cheapened things up these days. Everything is just kind of superficial. So this is about a deeper connection, a deeper relationship. Right here, the Ten of Swords. You gotta let it go. It isn't going to bite you. It isn't going to get you. You don't have to be defensive. This isn't somebody you have to put on a tough persona for. You don't have to make yourself look tougher than you really are. It's okay to be soft on the inside. It's okay to open up and warm up to this person. You have the Ten of Cups, hopes and fears. You know, it's really about that. It's like, am I made for this? Is this a possibility for me? Is this a reality for me? Can I really have the happy home, the happy life, the happy relationship? Maybe even children, maybe not. Depends on your preference. But it's all about the unit, you know, whether it's just you and another person, or you and your person and building a family. It's all about being all as one. It's all about being joined together. It is, again, about the unit of wholeness when it comes to love and relationships and interpersonal connections. So that Ten of Cups, this is really what you want, but you're not going to get that if you shut this person out with the Five of Swords based on your past experience. If you just, it's like, I feel like it's like you're almost like Gandalf, you know, if you know Lord of the Rings, and he holds up his staff, although this is a sword here, holding up a sword saying, you shall not pass. It's like, if you have that mentality, you're not going to get to experience the possibility of a very, very important, promising relationship. So, excuse me, my throat gets dry when I talk a lot, so I need to get a drink of water. But you have the World card here coming out, clarifying the swords. If you release that, the World, it's like you're ending that business as usual. It's like you've learned the lesson of letting the wrong people in your life, but you also learn that it's okay to experience some pain and hurt, so that you know what you really want when it comes to relationships. You have the King of Cups. Gosh, why do I feel like he's I feel like this king is like waiting for you. And don't get hung up on gender, because you might be a male watching this female. It doesn't matter what your gender preference is in a relationship, but it's like I see him just sitting there, like he's not going to drink from that cup until you're there. He's waiting for you to drink from that cup. It's a really strange message to get. And in that, it's like it's the end. It's the end of it's the end of business as usual when it comes to relationships for you. Taurus, I kind of felt like had this serial dating thing kind of going on, not because they wanted to be a serial dater, but they were just kissing the wrong frogs and never finding their prince. And it was like, Taurus, stop kissing frogs, because you'll never find your prince if you're always kissing frogs. So that's kind of like, not really, maybe a little bit of the same message, but it's like, you're not going to be doing that anymore. The Death card, it's like, this is it. It's an end to the Five of Swords if you let it. It's an end to that like protectionism that keeps you closed off. This is a soulmate connection. Soulmate connection, all right? Definitely, 100% soulmate connection. Let me read the affirmation and then we'll wrap it up. And I'll go into an extended. If you're interested in the extended, again, description box below. You can find me on Patreon. I just started doing this about, I don't know, less than a week ago. So I'm not doing extendeds on Vimeo or YouTube anymore. I decided just to keep it strictly Patreon. That way you can get every extended reading. If you're a cross watcher, you watch your moon, rising, Venus signs, you can get everything all in one. I think that is for a few dollars a month, right? That's kind of like the best way to do it, I figured. So the parrot, pleasure, fun, connection, affirmation. I am vibrant, playful, and free. And keep in mind, I did say this Two of Cups before I read this affirmation. You know, swans, they mate for life. But did you also know that most parrots mate for life? They never separate. And in fact, when parrots, one of them is no longer living, the other parrot will not mate again. It will not take on another partner. It will live solo. So parrots and swans definitely represent that energy of soulmates. So I want to point that out with this soulmates card coming out. Okay, Virgo, open your heart to loving and supporting others and allow them to love and support you also. Trust your natural desire to reach out to others. You will be able to discern the relationships that are healthy and nourishing from those that are not right for you. Listen to your intuition. You have deeper connections with others on this planet than you may recognize. Your life is meant to be joyful, and you are asked to support this by making more time for play. Give yourself permission to enjoy your natural beauty. Preen and strut your stuff in a way that feels good for you. Virgo, like, don't be afraid to make yourself look cute, sexy, handsome, whatever it is. Get yourself out there. Be playful. It's like, and be willing to love, but trust that you ultimately know what's best for you, right? Okay, Virgo, I'm going to go a little deeper. I'm going to use a different deck here. I've used 2 decks already. I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot and do an extended. I'm just going to ask if this is a soulmate relationship for Virgo coming through. So if you're interested, it'll probably be about a 5-minute video. You can check it out below on Patreon. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. Bye.